Oh, I played everything. Baseball, I ran cross country, track and field. Really anything that that was competitive, I was involved in. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. Very good, I think a very great place to grow up in. My father, he was a very good athlete in his high school career, ended up playing for University of Memphis, and that's how he met my mother. That's kind of where I got my athletic background and my upbringing from.
In 2008, I was in the airport with my passport and waited. Now I'm in Europe, I'm famous and balling like, nigga, we made it.
Honestly, in college, Europe wasn't on my mind. Like maybe in social studies or in my classes, I heard of Rome or those different countries, cities and countries, Italy. But it never really hit me about going there or like people living there until after my senior season, when I hired an agent and he was like, you're gonna go to Belgium. I was all NBA for sure, like every other guy. And it was just a wake-up call for me, that this is a big world and this basketball can really take you far as you are willing to let it take you. And ever since then, I haven't looked back since my first year in Belgium. I've embraced every country I've been to, the people, the lifestyle, and you can say in Israel I've embraced the religion also. I met my wife here. I have a beautiful son with her. And I remember when I first came to Israel, I was so nervous because you hear all the things on TV and I'm like, oh, it's crazy over here. It's gonna be thousands of people in the middle of the street just praying and, just some crazy stuff. I didn't know what to think, am I gonna be safe? And I got over here and had the best time of my life. Like literally, like on the court, off the court. I met so many people, built so many relationships that I have no choice but to feel like home here. And that's one of the reasons why I'm back.
I did this for myself, you ain't gotta listen. A nigga still copy cause he think I'm dissing.
Also the good thing about me coming back to Israel and, the marriage with my wife was that it opened up a chance for me to, maybe get citizenship. So that's what I'm trying to work on now, which would also probably put me in a position where I could play second or third division basketball in Israel as long as my body will let me. The number 0 represents me just starting over. Like nobody's gonna give you anything. And number 0 also means that it can all be taken from you. You can always go back to 0, like no matter how high you're up on. And it kind of grew. I had a good season last year in the number, so I'm very excited to be playing in the number 0 this season. And I know being a young player with a team like this, a lot of fans and a lot of pride, it's kind of probably tough, a lot of stress on them. So I think this year my job I can kind of see, and it's funny because the majority of the young guys are guards, which is the position I'm playing. So I'm playing against a lot of them at practice every day, give them a little bit of information or tell him what I think he should have did in this situation or what you should do or becoming more of a vocal leader this year. It's a bit of a challenge, but I'm definitely ready for it and it definitely has me hyped for this year. One thing about Hapoel, they're so supportive. I enjoy walking down the street at nighttime or the day I was at the Israeli Mall and people recognized who I was and were happy to represent their team, the variety of supporters they have, It's definitely a great feeling, and I'm excited about that. I love playing basketball. Like, I love the games. I love fans being there, and that'll be the hardest thing to give up. Like being paid, that's not the biggest deal at the end of my career, doing it for money, but I would definitely do it as long as I could, just to feel that excitement. Because very few people know how it feels to be, in that type of atmosphere all the time and be looked at and to bring that type of entertainment to people. And I want to do that as long as I can.